What do you think that the music or the movies, what kind of effect that have on any culture, and especially on Punjab? Do they affect our culture?
Oh, definitely. Like a handful of singers and handful of producers and actors of movies, they have changed the culture of Punjab. They have changed the thinking of youth. You can see that progressively changing. Like from, like if you talk about 30 years ago, from Sardul Skandar and from Bindrakia, from those kind of in that age group, to today, if you look at Moosewala songs and look how things have changed dramatically, how much influence they carry. You know, today their one song can change the result of a political election of one party or one person. That's what happened in Singh. It was Moosewala's kind of support or some kind of, you know, music industry, the singers, producers of films and actors, they definitely have impact on any culture. Culture have been continuously changing in Punjab also. Like we were influenced with the warriors and the sings, the songs were from the brave people in our history. How did they took revenges and this kind of, even the love stories were kind of different. Now things have been changing. Now the boy meets girl in colleges, universities, and motorcycles, cars came in, jeeps came into the songs. Videos have changed the culture of Punjab also. They have impacted. Now it's reached to a point whereby a singer like Moosewala can change the results of a political party's election.
These days, the youth really follow these public figures who are singers or actors. Is that like only their music or the content the writers write, or it's also their like personality? You think that something is kind of a cult?
Not a cult. This is a change, I guess. This has been changing. Like my grandfather used to listen to those singers. I never took an interest in it. But my father, he listened to certain singers that for a while I listened to them, then I just grown out of it. And now my son likes to listen to Drake. I don't have any interest in Drake, but that's his most probably favorite singer. So similarly, things have changed in Punjabi music also. So these young kids know their mentors are, like Jazzy B was the mentor of a lot of people, still is, Babu Man, Sidhu Moosewala, these kind of singers, Ojla, those people, they impact people's life. Their lives are changed. They want to be like those singers. If they change the dress, they will like to copy the same kind of dress. If they want to, carry a gun, then they want to carry a gun. If they are very aggressive and they want to drive certain kind of jeep, then those kind of jeeps you will be seeing on the streets. So they definitely, my feeling is, in my opinion, singers definitely impact the culture and the lives of youth.
Indian diaspora in foreign countries, and when they started producing music or movies, in the beginnings, it was from the England or from the US, the Punjabi MC Sukhshinder Shinda, and then from Canada, Jaji B. But why Canada is now is becoming the hub for Punjabi entertainment? Why our Punjabi industry is growing in Canada more compared to the other old South Asian communities in other countries, like in England or US or Europe somewhere?
Canada, one is a mere population. The population of people from Punjab is increasing. Brampton, you go to Toronto, Surrey, Abbotsford, and plus most of the families have most of the older immigrants. Our struggle time is almost over. People are getting prosperous. their children don't have to work that hard, or not that way anyway, which were like in the sawmills and, working in those kind of industries. But now things have changed for them, and we kept teaching them in our homes the Gurmukhi, the Punjabi language. We speak Punjabi language. So, a lot of kids here, Canadian kids, they listen to, Mundiyan to bach ke rahi. Now my son I took his car one day, borrowed his car. There was a Mundiyan to bach ke rahi. There was, Drake. There was, there are other kind of singers that 2 penny or 3 penny, or like that's the kind of singer's name I don't even remember. So our children are bilingual. They listen to the English music, music, African singers, and also they listen to Monak, they listen to MC Punjabi, they listen to those kind of things, and they have, even if they're more comfortable, they understand more. If they have to dance, they dance to the English music. But I have seen a lot of boys here born in Surrey, when they pass by on 128th Street, when their window is down, they're listening to the Punjabi music. And Moosewala really changed that. Aujla, Mankirat Aujla, and other younger people. Yeah, the argument can be that their music is violent. They're teaching violence to the young boys and girls. Guns, of course. But what can you do about it? They are banning, there's no censors. YouTube, internet, they have opened the doors. Anybody can record any kind of music and put in there. So far, that's how it is.
When we talk to the writers, singers, filmmakers, producers, anybody who's producing content, and they say that whatever we produce is the culture. Whatever we see around, whatever we experience in our life, that's what we sing, that's what we write, that's what we show on the screen. Then why debate is still always there that they promote guns or drugs or anything? When we talk to them, they said, we are only just showing what is really happening in the society.
Even if you see what they call our old Punjabi culture, when you talk about the music industry, Sucha Surma, right? Jiona Mod, Jagga Daku, Jagga. I don't want to say Daku, Dulla Patti. They're our heroes, right? We love them. But from other perspectives, some people argue that they were also violent people. They were killing other people. But what was the purpose? What was the real reason behind it? So we justified them, that they were good people. They are our heroes. Now, like at that time, Gandasa was the most popular weapon. At that time, sword was very popular. But at this time now, there's a revolver is popular. They have automatic guns, machine guns. They are more popular. Things have changed. But as far as violence is concerned, we had a violence previously. Like we had a violence in our old cultural songs also. We are not really a non-violent, Pikshu या कोई इस तरह का तो साढ़े कल्चर नहीं. साढ़े कल्चर दे विच भी, पंजाबी कल्चर दे विच सब अच्छा तो नहीं है. साढ़े कल्चर दे विच भी बहुत सारियां गल्लां इहो जिहियां हैगियां ने ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਸਾਡਾ ਪਾਰਟ ਐਂਡ ਪਾਰਸਲ ਆ. ਉਹਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੱਖ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ. ਸਾਡੇ ਗੀਤਾਂ 'ਚ, ਸਾਡੀਆਂ ਬੋਲੀਆਂ 'ਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹ ਦੇਖ ਲਓ ਡਾਇਸੈਕਟ ਕਰਕੇ, ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਸਾਡੀਆਂ ਲੋਕ ਬੋਲੀਆਂ ਨੇ, ਸਾਡੇ ਲੋਕ ਗੀਤ ਨੇ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਟਿੰਜ ਆਫ ਵਾਇਲੈਂਸ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮਿਲੇਗੀ ਜਾਂ ਸੈਕਸ਼ੂਅਲ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੋਈ ਹਿੱਸੇ ਨੇ. ਬੋਲੀਆਂ ਤਾਂ ਖਾਸ ਤੌਰ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੁਣ ਲਓ ਕਿਸੇ ਗਿੱਧੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੋਲੀਆਂ, ਛਪਾਰ ਦੇ ਮੇਲੇ ਦੀਆਂ ਬੋਲੀਆਂ ਸੁਣ ਕੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ, ਜਾਂ ਜਗਰਾਮਾਂ ਦੀ ਰੋਸ਼ਨੀ ਦੀਆਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਬੋਲੀਆਂ ਪਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ, ਔਰ ਉਹ ਬੋਲੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸ਼ਰਮ ਸ਼ਰਾਬ ਪੀ ਕੇ ਲੋਕ ਬੋਲੀਆਂ ਪਾਉਂਦੇ। ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨਸ਼ੇ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ ਜਾਂ ਕਲਚਰ ਦੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ ਤਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਅਫਰੀਕਨ ਮਿਊਜ਼ਿਕ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ, ਇੰਗਲਿਸ਼ ਮਿਊਜ਼ਿਕ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ, ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਮਿਊਜ਼ਿਕ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਹੁਣ ਸ਼ਰਾਬ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਆ, ਅਫੀਮ ਦੀ ਡੱਬੀ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਆ, ਵਾਇਲੈਂਸ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਆ, ਗੰਡਾਸੇ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਆ। ਆਪਣੇ ਸਦੀਕ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਤੇ ਰਣਜੀਤ ਕੌਰ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੁਣੇ ਹੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਗਾਣੇ ਵੀ ਤੇਰੇ ਵੱਜਿਆ ਡੋਲੇ ਕੋਲ ਗੰਡਾਸਾ, ਲਿਆ ਮੈਂ ਤੇਰੇ ਕੇਸ ਬੰਨ੍ਹ ਦਿਆਂ, ਮੇਰੇ ਨਿੱਤ ਦਿਆ ਸ਼ਰਾਬੀ ਆ ਯਾਰ, ਮੇਰੀ ਡੱਬੀ 'ਚ ਕੀ ਆ, ਜਰਦਾ ਮਲਦੇ ਮੋਰ ਸ਼ਬਦ। ਮੇਰਾ ਖਿਆਲ ਆ ਵੀ ਮਿਊਜ਼ਿਕ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਸ਼ੇ, ਹਥਿਆਰ, ਵਾਇਲੈਂਸ, ਸੈਕਸ ਇਹ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਹੀ ਚੱਲਦਾ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ ਔਰ ਸਾਰੇ ਹੀ ਕਲਚਰਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈ, ਇਕੱਲਾ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਹੀਂ।